And here we go. Here's one of the other first big obvious ways this is not glitchless.
No.
Now you run along the outside of this bridge. Normally there's a cutscene on this bridge. They did something to like save their position or something, and then they like fly into the sky.
Oh, this is some Metroid Prime style. Jumping around. On every branch you can find, there's a small pixel you can jump on.
You gotta parry everything, but also there's cool routing. Whoa.
Mm-hmm. What is going on? There's the lightning.
Normally,
that's really cool.
The fight does not end there.
That is super cool, though.
It goes into a second phase. There's a cutscene and everything. Welcome to Need for Speedrunning. This is a podcast all about your favorite speedruns, we hope. My name is Jay Hobbs, and I'm joined by my co-host, Newbie. Newbie, how's it going, man?
It's going great. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing quite well. Just got back from visiting a grandma who turned 100 years old. So
that's wild. Yeah, congratulations
I know, right?
to her.
I know. It's like I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to 40. Like the world's gonna burn down by then.
Yeah. Or just my body may not make it either.
Right. Yeah. But we've got a very exciting game today. We are going to be looking at Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which I'm super excited about because I mean, if this game doesn't win Game of the Year, like it's kind of ridiculous. Like there's been a lot of good games this year. Don't get me wrong.
I think,
it's
win.
like when something is so much Oscar bait, but also deserves it. It's like,
right,
you know,
right. It's one of the few I actually haven't played on the list of games out of a couple, and I still think it should win for sure.
Yeah,
you know, even just impact alone, you know.
Yeah, it's very cool. For anyone who doesn't know about it, this is I would call it a JRPG, but I heard a very fun term, which is a Jacques RPG.
That's funny.
Because it's a JRPG style game in that it is like, you know, turn based, and you have even an overworld and stuff, which is not even all that common anymore. But it is made by a French studio, Sandfall Interactive. Couple of ex-Ubisoft devs, I think, kicked that studio off, and then they brought in a bunch of basically unknowns until it came to the voice talent, in which case they cut some like heavy hitters, which is really cool. And it is incredible. Now, I will say, like, normally, if you're watching or listening to this podcast, you should know that spoilers are incoming. There are normally we would not talk much about the story, but there are things we are going to have to spoil about the story in order to even just talk about this game. So you have been warned. The story of this game is very good, very, very good. So if you are even thinking about like going and playing it, just be warned. Now that being said, Newbie, you had an interesting experience with the story of this game, right?
I do. I saw people playing the game, and I was like, this looks super cool, whatever. And then I saw something weird. Like this is big spoilers for everybody. I saw some weird stuff.
We gave our warning.
Yeah, people know. At Act 3, everything's sort of like changed. Well, Act 3 is kind of like, oh, you didn't know there was an Act 3. And I was like, what? And I stopped watching the stream, and I watched like a 4-hour video of the entire story of the game, cutscenes, like commentary over it. It was amazing. And now I really want the game. I really want to play it now. So that's my experience.
Yeah.
Maybe want to play it more. So take that,
which is really
how you will, I guess.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You look to the opposite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you haven't played it.
Right.
Have you seen a run of it?
Yeah, I must have seen something.
Yeah. Well, I guess you saw some of me doing it too.
I was going to say, I watched your stream a bunch. Yeah, I've seen a couple other things here and there. So I've seen like funny movement and stuff, you know, all the good speedrun stuff.
Okay. So yeah, and I have like played through the whole game, 100% platinum trophy, which I don't do very often. And I also did speedrun it. I learned the glitchless run, the story mode glitchless run, and speedrun that. I'm probably going to be learning expert soon as well, because expert got into AGDQ, which is really
that's
cool.
the category. Nice.
Yeah, and I'm going to be on the couch for that, which is fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to learn expert glitchless for that. But what we're going to be looking at today is neither of those. We're going to be looking at restricted any percent, which is kind of like the main any percent category, because the full any percent is a little bit more broken than we wanted to look at.
Yeah,
that's how it goes in speedrunning nowadays, man. You get 3 categories right off the bat. You've got your unrestricted, your restricted, and your glitchless.
Yep.
But yeah, we're going to be looking at the main category today. It's very cool. It's a little over an hour long. And the record, I think, is from about 2 months ago. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, so the record is from 2 months ago. It's an hour and 9 minutes loadless time by Pete Swanson. And
Perfect.
I'm curious, like, what, if anything, has changed since I last saw this. There was, like, a trick that was getting implemented around when I hadn't, like, around the last time I saw this that I am familiar with, but, like, I know was a heavy reset point for people and was a little bit tricky, but it is right at the start of the run, thankfully. So we'll
good,
probably
yeah.
even see them, like, their reset to it at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, I feel like it's so like games this new, and if you take like a month of stop watching, even if the community's slowed down and learning stuff, kind of like with DK we were talking about last time, something gets discovered and then you just have to catch up with the one or two new tricks, right?
Yeah. And actually, speaking of DK, real quick, we are going to have to do a part 2 to that episode at some point, because right after we recorded it, everything changed.
Yeah, stuff got found and records got broken, and record is still being like constantly sort of updated now. So we
thought about doing a part 2 today, but then we were like, let's let it sit a little bit longer and settle a bit more after some changes. But yeah, that'll be that'll be a fun revisit.
That'll be really fun, especially to compare, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in terms of speed tech, I don't think there's much I need to prime you on, because this is an RPG. So there's not even like the main movement of running through the game is literally just them running.
Just running.
So there's nothing like super big to prime you on right away. But as we get going, I'll explain the mechanics of the game and the various tricks that they're going to be using in the speedrun.
That's perfect.
So you ready to watch this thing?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a look.
Let's go. All right, let's watch the Clair Obscur run. So if you haven't, checked this out before, again, big spoiler warning. You've been warned. We're going all out on it now. The story's
cool. Who
Go play the
dies? You're gonna,
yeah, exactly. The story's very cool. It's great. Go play the game. Yeah, you should be able to watch along with us. If you're listening to the audio version, we do have a video version on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It should be on all of the podcast platforms. If it's not on whichever one you're like listening on, let me know. Let us know in the comments, or hit us up on like patreon.com/possiblybad, or in the Discord we've got. So just let us know. We'll fix it if it's not showing up in video in those other platforms. All right. That all being said, we're going to back this thing up to the start and get going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, we're already in the game.
So you're already, so this is going to be a reset. So this is the trick I was talking about. It's a heavy reset point.
I see. Okay. I was like, wow, you didn't even start the game. That's incredible.
Yeah. So this right off the bat. So basically you just, you skip a cutscene or something, and then normally you run to like a tutorial fight. But you're on a rooftop above the city, and where you need to go is the dock that you can see from this first shot. So they actually found that you can like jump on this windmill, I think is what it is. Or it's a kind of windmill looking thing.
Yeah.
And you can end up getting over the invisible walls and just dropping straight down because there's no fall damage.
Already, I love this. Is classic 3D platforming speedruns. Just kind of find, a pixel or find a piece of geometry. Yep. And there you go.
There it is. They got it. Oh, that saves so much time. It's literally like at least a minute.
Is there just a whole roundabout sort of deal you got to do and stuff?
Like you have to go through a tutorial fight. You have to go run across the rooftops for some dialogue, come down, skip another cutscene, run all the way over there. Like that saves like quite a bit of time. It's unfortunately like a pain in the ass from what I have seen.
Yeah. At least it's the very first trick. So
yes, exactly. So they can reset. Like
you can keep resetting. It's only like 10 seconds. It looks like, or so.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But it is. Yeah, I'm sure they would appreciate having it be a little bit easier.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's also one of those skips that's really great because it skips nothing of value, really, like nothing interesting. You don't even get like the tutorial fight. You get one experience from, so it's like not even. It's not even like you get something there. Yeah, so it's a very...
That's great. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a good trick for routing. It's just unfortunate that it's like, because it deals with this moving windmill type thing, it's like...
setups are probably harder and stuff. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Looks like this runner is playing maybe with both controller and keyboard. Like I think they might be using like their scroll wheel to skip or
Right.
just,
You can see the
mashing a
mouse
key.
there, but also the prompts for all the controller buttons.
Yeah, because it's toggling between A and on a controller and F on
and
a
F.
keyboard. So they might just be pressing both to like mash faster.
That's the fast mashing is 2 controllers.
Maybe. That
Wow.
makes like I don't remember like that you had to mash that fast in this. So that might just be them like doing it for convenience or something.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know. I could be wrong.
They do have the world record, so I don't know.
That's true. Okay, so all of your squad is dead now, basically.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, the main like just core movement is literally just running. Take as straight of a line as you can.
Hopping up
And-
slopes, it looks like, sort of.
Yeah, there is jumping up slopes seems to be faster, but there's not like that many instances where it pops up in the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
You have another kind of required fight here, which is just like a little tutorial thing. They are playing on the easiest difficulty, but you know, like the thing about this is that about this game is that you get 20% boost to your experience if you take no damage in a fight.
Really?
Yes. And the route is routed around you never taking damage.
Right.
So,
That's really cool, actually. I love that.
yeah. So even on story mode, it might as well be expert in terms of like, if you take
Yeah.
a hit, you
That's-
could be in big trouble.
That is interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then especially once you get later into the game, you do a lot of things that involve you being at low health anyways. So like you're just one hit away from death. Now that being said, story mode and has easier parry timing.
right. Okay. So this game has like
Yes.
action commands type, parrying stuff. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. It's very similar to like Sekiro, where there's just like a sweet spot to parry something, and combos are very like rhythmic and whatnot, and you kind of learn the combos over time to parry them.
Right.
So they're going to be parrying almost everything, like literally almost
Oh
every
yeah.
single.
That
move.
makes sense. Yep. That's the
Because
idea.
it's
I
also
imagine.
it also just does a ton of damage.
Yeah.
It often is like when you're underleveled, one of your like best forms of damage. Enemies have weak spots that they
was
were
quick.
just showing there, which I don't know if you noticed, but they pulled the mouse out again because you have a free aim attack in this game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like a weird like you just have a gun that you can shoot.
Okay. Yeah.
It uses up your ability points, your AP, which are also used for your skills. So you have to like
Sure.
do a balancing act of like which thing do you want to use, right? You generate AP by parrying things or by like attacking,
Right.
and some other means as well. But those are the big ones. And the free aim shots are mostly used to hit like enemy weak spots, or if they need to do it to like set something up or like break off a piece of an enemy, that kind of thing. They're picking this up. Critical burn, as you can see, increased critical chance of burning enemies.
That seems great.
Yeah, pick those are your like accessories that you can equip, and once you have once you have survived 4 battles with that, and I say survive because the character that has them equipped needs to like live through the battle.
Okay.
Then you get it becomes a permanent skill that you can equip.
right. Okay.
It becomes what is called a Lumina, which just you can equip. There, you can get a ledge grab there if you don't jump right. It doesn't really
Wow.
matter, but
So I guess this floating is not any faster than running.
no, all the characters have the same run speed.
They have the
even
same
though
movement speed. Yeah.
Yeah, even though they look different. Later on, there's some personal preference about like who you pick, just because like some people do have a larger character model,
Sure.
so they just block more of the screen.
right.
That's
But
like
the
it.
actual speed is still the
Yeah,
same.
the speed's the same. A lot of people like, a lot of times you'll use Lune because, especially casually, because she doesn't make any footsteps when she's moving because she's gliding over.
Right.
everything. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
get tired of hearing footsteps, you just switch to Lune.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, I'm not too familiar with a lot of JRPG speedrunning stuff like that. How I don't know how similar or how difficult is this comparatively to some other common ones, would you say?
Yeah. I honestly I don't run too many of them either myself, but it does it feels very much like a good blend of like a JRPG speedrun and like Sekiro.
That's really cool.
Where,
Yeah,
like,
I like that.
You got to parry everything, but also there's cool routing. Whoa.
What is going on? Was that like going to the map screen or something? Or
I don't know.
Is there a map screen?
There. I've never seen that. That looked like maybe like an early. So there's a cutscene there, and that looked like a way to just like maybe do an early cutscene skip
Like
or
a skip
something.
it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I certainly didn't see any cutscenes, so there's that.
Yeah, like I saw them still do the cutscene skip stuff. Okay, here we go. So this is like where it becomes restricted. That was not a big thing, but like they basically jumped onto the side of. Actually, that was all in bounds. That wasn't even like that could have been done in glitchless probably.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you're going to see more of that later. That definitely could not be done in glitchless.
Right.
So they're leveling up some attributes here. You know, it's an RPG.
Oh,
yeah, they're doing the same kind of thing. It's like a weird menu stack or something. I think that just lets them skip the cutscene faster.
Yeah. Now there's an auto splitter, I guess, on this game, right?
Yes.
Does this pause the timer too for that entire little section?
Well,
I think. I may have
the
been seeing it
timer
wrong,
is paused during cutscenes.
right, but even it looked like they were doing stuff and the timer was paused as well.
Yeah,
Maybe
they might have.
in
They might have
cutscene
been.
thing. I'm not sure.
So this is a Vec. This is the first like kind of tutorial boss, and this fight has they're going to be they basically do a lot of math in their head during this fight because you want to ideally skip Yvek becoming enraged at the end of the fight because it will get a whole bunch of shields and it'll take a lot longer to get through. But if you can, and it also plays animations and stuff.
Right.
But if you skip that, then you can just kill them outright.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's an element of it that is RNG. There's elements of it that are like paying attention to damage values because every attack you do can crit in this game.
Yeah.
And so you have to know okay, well, if I crit,
how does that
do I
change
need
the rest of my combat? Yep.
Exactly. It's a very annoying fight, at least when we were doing in glitchless, because the randomness could just screw you over, but it's also very cool in that you have to pay attention to that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So they got him down to the scripted end scene health in that one shot, and you even heard the runner say "finally."
Yeah.
Because they probably had to reset a bunch of runs.
It's taken a while to get that.
It's like a 45-second or more time loss if you don't get lucky and get the skip. So
now, are a lot of the fights in this game like that, or are you just max damage?
There are I tried.
Yo,
That's funny.
Sick, man. That's sick.
There are some fights that are like that, at least in glitchless.
Yeah.
But there's also some bosses that get skipped in this run. As you can see, the next split is named Go Blue Skip.
Skip.
So they're going to skip some of the ones that would have it. It's more of a thing early on, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So later you tend to have more more ways of scripting out a fight. Go Blue is one of them that can take a little longer sometimes, but Yvek is the big one. The other ones that happen are kind of if you get really lucky and get a bunch of crits, you might kill it early, but you're not always expecting to. Whereas with Yvek, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, and you're in the first 10 minutes of the run, so you're hoping to be able to do that, probably, right?
Exactly. And like I said, it's big. It's at least 45 seconds. It might be more like a minute and a half when you don't get it. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially an hour. Yeah, an hour and 9 minutes. Run.
Yeah, exactly.
That's massive.
But we're into the first area. They are picking up some money here and there. You don't need much in this, but I think they are probably going to buy a couple things. Later, I kind of forget what they are. The biggest one is inverted affinity is a Pictos that they'll probably buy, but we'll find out later.
Right.
But the nice thing about these areas is you don't need to do any amount of fighting with random enemies really.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Now they just loaded a previous save. There is a something that's going to happen a lot in the restricted run that isn't allowed in glitchless. Is you can load a previous save because the game keeps track of the last few. It's like Marvel Spider-Man. You can load a previous save while the game is about to load or about to save for you, and it will spawn you at the previous location, but save over with like everything that you've gotten up to that point.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
So that allows you to skip a bunch of stuff?
It allows you to just warp.
Or you just...
basically.
Oh, warp. Okay. That's great.
It basically
Yeah,
is
wow.
just like, if I know I need to like go back from somewhere else, it will
Sure.
like
Keep
warp.
all your stuff, but you're just back there, basically.
Like they're doing it here, because
Right.
you would normally have
back to
to
the
go
front of
do a
it.
fight to go to this exit here, but instead you can warp past the trigger for the fight and exit the manor.
That's not Go Blue, I guess.
No, that's not GotY. That's
just-
another tutorial fight.
I see.
Yeah, it's not a very like, it's not a super long one or anything, but
restricted is just
you know.
any percentage just beating the game as fast as possible.
it's just one that you don't want to bother with.
Yeah, for sure.
Restricted
That's awesome.
is the category that only bans the stat glitch.
Also, this game
Where you can
just looks so good. I
It
can't-
does, yeah.
Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh.
And it's
So
like, you know, as runners, we're playing at like the lowest settings with the,
Right,
you
yeah.
know, and the,
This is the
to
worst
make
it can
sure it's a
possibly
60
look.
FPS. Yeah.
Can't believe that.
still experience like
No, it's very cool, like
progression.
environment design and stuff.
Yeah. Just the
So
style.
they had to go
is,
get a
like,
recode there, which is interesting because that is something that lets you
Bands, I'm allowed to do all this
redo your attributes. You know,
Okay.
like
tech.
it's not
Rearrange your
re-roll your
stuff.
attributes, but
redistribute
so-
or something.
yeah, redistribute.
Any of the out of
So I guess they're going to need to do that later, or like, because there are some situations where you want a recode, like
I'm allowed to do all the out of
just in case, but you can
Right.
get them as drops from enemies. So I don't know if they're getting that for like safety in case they don't get the drop, or
Interesting.
what, because I would have thought there's a closer one if they were going to do that.
Right.
So I'm guessing they need it sooner.
I'm picking up a recoat on this split. My PB actually picked up one too. So
Ooh, staggering attack picked this. So 50% break damage on base attack. We don't get that in glitchless, so I'm curious what that's for.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Seems
so
like a
you
lot
can-
is actually a little bit different.
Oh yeah. And here we go.
Oh.
Here's one of the other first big obvious ways this is not glitchless.
Oh, this is some Metroid Prime style jumping around. On every branch you can find, there's
Right.
a small pixel you can jump on. Wow,
Yeah,
we're
so-
going all sorts of places here.
Yeah, a lot of platforming to get out of bounds here.
We were just talking about environmental design,
Yep.
and now we're totally using it in this run. It
Yeah,
looks like.
it's wild that all of this has collision.
Yeah, what the heck? This is so weird, I guess. But
And there you go. Yeah. So a few times there you saw them do like an attack as they were moving. That's because when you fall, they might do it again here. Yeah.
Yeah, I
When
saw
you
it, yeah.
fall a certain distance, you will naturally roll after you land like that.
right,
And doing the attack just like stops yourself from rolling, which
Just a little-
is
little faster.
You know, can prevent them. It's not so much that it's faster. It's that they might roll off the ledge that they're trying to like,
oh, I see.
stay on.
So make sure you're in place when you fall. Yeah,
Exactly.
cool,
And now they just upgraded their weapon a little bit.
nice.
And yeah, they've completed Go Blue skip, I guess. Go Blue's like the end boss for that area that they were in.
Right. So
And-
that out of bounds was it
Yeah.
out of bounds? I guess it was.
It was, yeah,
That-
no, that was out of bounds.
Okay,
I mean,
that movement was skipping this boss, I guess. Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
Most of them.
and now they're doing another load previous save thing here to warp
And some of them are PC exclusive.
or something. That's weird.
But you can't down patch console.
It didn't look like they warped anywhere, but I don't know. Maybe they did.
I don't know.
I'm not even sure what. It's only like one or two specific ones. I can't even tell you which they are.
Yeah, they're heading to the
Okay.
next area now. So this is where you meet SKA normally. We now have 3 party members.
All
We've
right.
got Gustav, Lune, and Mael.
Also has loader
And this is where you meet SKA, who's like your mount.
Yeah, I
guess,
do
or
know a
your
lot about
airship.
SKA. He made his rounds on the internet.
Yeah. Now normally you have to go like
Oh.
if you try to come here, the guy out front is like, "Hey, you need the password," and you have to go.
Cool. The password
and-
is I'm going to jump on these rocks and then out of bounds again.
Yeah, basically. So yeah.
Oh, now
as
we're
you
just
can see-
now there's no collision. That's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
That's what they did. They jumped on the rocks, got out of bounds, and now they're gonna
This
find
is
their
good.
way back inbounds.
This is good stuff.
So that skips an entire area with the Gestural Village where you'd have to do like, you know, all this. You'd have to do a little bit of fighting, but you'd have to do like a lot of running around and stuff. And you would also normally get your next party member there, CL.
Oh, so you're skipping a party member?
So yeah, you're skipping a party member entirely. I don't think they're ever going to go pick her up, but we'll find out.
Wow. And does the game know you can, like, will it know you don't have that party member?
We'll find out.
I guess you don't know. Yeah. You can. All right, cool.
Yeah.
This
Wow,
is
this is so dark.
Yeah.
To platform.
I'm like, where are we going in here?
yeah, I can't see anything, man. You could see they were getting a little annoyed that there was some stuff happening.
Yeah. It's,
So they must have
it's
just been
dark
getting
upstairs.
close enough to this room where this room normally has a cutscene when you walk in and then you go into this fight. So
I see,
that
okay.
warped them back in bounds. And this fight's a very quick one normally.
The climb was just fucking awful. I don't know what was happening.
You just got to get through the shields first and then
Yeah, that makes
take them
sense.
out. You'll
Yeah,
notice
that-
Gustav is. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna. You were gonna say something. The same thing I was gonna talk about, which Gustav has an ability that puts this powerful effect on the team that
Right.
they're using here and there.
Yeah.
In the bottom right corner, if you look at the very bottom, it's gone now. But basically, there's status effects. You can powerful does exactly what it sounds like. It makes you stronger.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of the run most likely is going to be all about like buffing like one specific character to do most of the damage. Oftentimes that's Mael
Right.
because she has like just some really bonkers damage in this game.
Right.
But some runs do different things, and throughout like the route, like throughout the run, sometimes it changes who's more powerful. So we'll
Okay,
see. I
that's
think
interesting.
Lune gets some time to shine in this route, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
And Lune's kind of like your mage. Mael is a fencer.
Oh,
That them walking off the ledge there, I don't think mattered at all.
Okay.
I think they were
Okay.
because when you walk into a cutscene in this game, you can still walk a little bit before.
Oh, I see,
Like,
yeah,
the
it's
cutscene
just-
actually triggers. It's weird.
that's really funny.
Yeah.
Good reaction. Best
But now they were doing the warping around by loading a previous save again.
Right.
How do you
And you're
do
back.
this?
Okay.
Out of nowhere.
There we go. And they probably like it looked like they warped to the
There's this guy.
overworld, then had to go back in and force a new save or something because maybe they like didn't time it right and didn't get their save, or maybe that you always have to do that in order to like get SKA to come with you.
Yeah, potentially, right?
But yeah, he's now going to be how they always move throughout the overworld because
That makes
he's
sense.
just faster.
Okay, so on the overworld, there is like a difference in movement speed, I guess.
Yes. SKA, like I said, he's kind of like your mount or like your airship
Yeah,
or your,
he like
you know,
flies
your
and
car.
stuff. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's how you get around the overworld.
Yeah, that's cool.
And now this split's called Schmovement, so I'm curious what that
I'm
means
excited
exactly.
to see this. Now this is gonna be good. I
Yeah.
hope.
They pick up another Pictos there. I think that one is Dead Energy. And yeah, the reload there was tiny. It must just be because, the in-game timer is paused while you're reloading, so
Yeah,
they
potentially,
barely
right?
did any. They barely warped any distance, but you might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dead Energy just gives you like more AP when you kill things, and it also apparently just has a hidden like 10% damage buff on it too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Don't you love those
Okay,
when they don't
so-
tell you?
So they were definitely menuing there. They were switching Pictos around,
Right.
which again they're like your accessories, your equipment.
Yep.
They were switching those around while like entering the cutscene. So I think whenever we see that, I think they just found a way to like open the menu and still move into the cutscene trigger. And like I said, you still like walk for another like 2 seconds when you enter a cutscene trigger.
Yeah.
So it's just letting them do the menuing while they're waiting for the cutscene to trigger.
Right. So it's giving you some extra control. Where you're
Yeah,
not
kind
really
of.
supposed
Like
to
you
have.
normally wouldn't be able to open the menu once you enter the cutscene trigger. So.
Right.
And then they're
Interesting.
going to make a quick pit stop here for an item. I'll have to see what this is because I don't actually remember. But there's just this little like thing in the game where you can like shoot 3 things and then. Well, I'm not going to get to see. Oh, it was a weapon, right? It's
Okay.
Stellarim. Okay, that's
so now we
a
go
weapon
back.
for Gustav and later somebody else.
Okay. Another spoiler character.
Yeah. Be remiss not to point out the wonderful voice acting of Charlie Cox for
Right?
Gustav
Oh my
here.
gosh.
He was, and the game is like, you know, a big hit, and people were like, dude, the game's doing really well. Isn't that super cool? And he's like, oh man, I was in a booth for like 4 hours. Like,
Yeah, I spent like
8
no
hours.
time
It's
here.
like all the credit goes to the team. Like
That
you
is
know?
that is so funny. Also,
Yeah.
good for him though. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so first strike pictos, as it says, it lets you play first, which is really important later because like
Seems
you're going to be
important.
outsped by everything, so like you would not necessarily be going first.
That
But the
seems
other
really
thing
good,
is,
yeah.
like Dead Energy, it also just has a damage buff for some reason.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, that is stuff that like people found when they were, you know, looking further into like the actual stats and like data mining and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, that just has a damage buff. So
All right. So they just get it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
and then this one we do in glitchless. This is just I hate this little. I don't know why.
Just
like,
that little
climbing
tiny
up there is such a nightmare.
ledge. It
Yeah.
looks hard even for him here.
Yeah, we do it because we want SOS power, which, as you can see, applies powerful when falling below 50% health. So
Right.
eventually,
That's good.
we're probably going to be like very often less than 50% health, and as a result, that means you're going to always have powerful on, so that you do more damage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I believe there's another skip coming up soon here, because in this area, you kind of like run through this farm, and then you go into this underground section that you run
Right.
around, and then you have to like you come back above ground, and then you go into a cave. I believe they're just going to skip like all
Not
of the
go underground at all.
underground section.
Another classic speedrun skip.
Now that weapon we don't get in glitchless, so I'm curious. That's interesting. Oh well, you know, it's probably because the main weapon we use for Mael in glitchless is, if that was a Mael weapon, is collected in the Gestural Village
Oh, that
where
they skipped
where
here
they
anyway.
skipped.
Right.
Yeah, and it's Mael's like best weapon, but
Interesting. Yo, nice. This is
Yeah, there
definitely
we
the
go.
Schmovement split.
yeah. So that was, I believe, that was the main part of what skipped the underground.
Oh,
Was,
nice.
climbing up over there.
Just that little, that wall section up there.
Yeah. And now, like, you end up in this area that's kind of like more of an optional side path normally, but it's a lot faster than having to go underground.
Right.
Just go through the wall.
Amazing.
That's funny.
That's very cool.
That was just because there's like a ledge grab thing, like a, you know, there's these little handholds that you climb
Yeah.
up walls with.
You, like,
And
grab from the other
I guess-
side there.
I guess you just grab it from the other side. Yeah,
That's
funny.
really funny. Yeah. That's some upgrade.
Yeah. And you would think they're always just going to upgrade damage, and
Right.
for the most part, they're kind of going to. But like,
Yeah.
they do need to get some amount of speed in order to like make sure certain characters, you know, play before others or play before like an enemy turn, and also your weapons can scale with different abilities or different attributes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so sometimes they might pick based on that. Their weapons are probably not like going to be leveled up enough where that's going to matter much, but
Sure.
might. And now Lampmaster is another one that can have some RNG to it in terms of like how how fast it's able to end later. But that's in glitchless. I don't know. They're already going to be, you know, under leveled compared to glitchless in this run.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you can see they're not doing like a ton of damage with even their counters, and certainly not with their
Right.
attacks.
It's taking time for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like much longer. Oh, there's the power up. Much longer than the other bosses so far.
Yeah.
That
So
kinda
I haven't
just
talked
melted.
much.
Yep.
Yeah. I haven't talked much about just like some of the base mechanics, and I would say for a lot of the characters you don't need to know too much. But for Mael, if you look in the bottom right, you see how it says Virtuose above her health.
Yep.
That's because Mael has different stances, and when you're in Virtuose stance, you deal like double damage.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
What's the downside? You just take more.
Nope. There is
What?
there's no downside. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's just kind of harder to get into the stance.
I see.
And then she has an ability called Perse that she just used that did a shitload of damage.
Yeah.
Where Perse is just a really like strong single hit, and especially if the target is marked, which you can do with Gustav.
Oh.
And mark just makes them take more damage from the next attack. And then
That's very cool.
it also amplifies per se's damage on top of that, and then Virtuoso Stance also amplifies it. So Mael is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was she took like a massive chunk of health, so that's makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so a lot of times they're going to probably do it again here. The recipe is like buff the team or buff Mael so that she's stronger. Use Lune to set the enemy on fire because it's one of the ways that Mael can get into Virtuoso Stance.
Okay.
Is by using a certain ability
That's one
when
of the
they're on fire.
conditions. Sure.
And then get Mael in Virtuoso Stance, mark the enemy, use per se, and they die.
Amazing.
That's going to be the recipe for a good like chunk of fights, but I don't know this run nearly as well as Glitchless, so like
Yeah, fair enough. Could be
Yeah.
could be different, yeah.
like that was still a huge hit.
That was a lot
that
of
is
damage.
A very,
yeah.
yeah, that's a strong attack. There's
Yep.
per se,
Would have broke there, though.
and that one didn't crit. So the previous one might have crit because that was
Okay.
that didn't do nearly as much damage, or maybe Mael wasn't in Virtuose.
Right. Well, he's losing time on this fight, it looks like, slowly from his best,
Yeah.
I guess.
Like I said, there's a lot of stuff where just like if you crit in the right spots,
Right.
you know, or if it target, it's also random which character the boss is going to target. So if
Oh,
they
I
target
see.
like somebody who's not going to do as much damage with the counter, or somebody who doesn't need the AP from the parry as much, like that can affect the fight.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this part of the story.
Yeah. So you just skip turn here for a while for you know, reasons
Yeah, yeah.
unknown.
Yep.
But yeah, you can't actually damage this guy, so
Okay, yeah. It's kind of pretty scripted, I guess.
it turns out, oh, you didn't kill the Lampmaster.
Lampmaster's still around.
I think Lampmaster might also be the first boss that has two phases.
Yeah, that
in the
makes
run?
sense. I haven't
Yeah,
seen another
so,
one with
like-
2 phases, yeah.
A lot of them now are going to have two phases.
Right.
And yeah, this is why we had to give spoiler warnings. Gustav is dead.
I mean, you kind of didn't see it, really, you know.
Yeah, you didn't, but he's not around anymore. And now
Hey,
who's
what's
this
going
guy?
on? Who is this guy?
Yeah. So this is Verso. Verso gets all of the weapons that Gustav had. And,
Okay, I was going to say what transfers over.
Yeah, and he gets like whatever level he was, I believe, and stuff. So like, but you know, he has totally different abilities and a totally different like attacking style and stuff. So they have to re-level him up. And Verso's whole thing is like he has a rank system, and the more you deal damage without getting hit, the higher your rank goes, and the more damage you do.
Right. I assume
honestly,
that he's going to take
it's not
advantage of that.
It's not going to come into play that hard, if I had to guess, to be honest, because the fights aren't going to really last long enough to get
Yeah,
into
I guess
high ranks.
That's fair, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, he does have an ability that can like
And it does save like
get him
16
straight to
20 seconds.
his max rank, S rank, but
Restricted.
it's under only certain conditions, and it's probably not.
It's probably not
they're
worth
This
trying to,
fact
aim for.
You don't learn gradient counters.
Yeah, that
Oh,
makes
but
sense.
well, that's cool. The runner just said that you can skip this whole area they're going to battlefield, and it would save like 16 seconds or something, which is wild.
Yeah.
It's only that little, but you
Right.
don't learn a crucial ability that you learn from this fight right here, which is a gradient counter.
Restricted.
And a gradient counter is just like,
Field skip.
oh wait, no, sorry, you don't learn it from this.
This
You learn
fight.
from, yeah, you do learn it from that fight. Yeah. So a gradient counter is just a special, like when enemies use specific moves, like you can counter an otherwise uncounterable move, and it
Okay.
does a lot of damage.
Okay, nice.
It's basically just another parry with a little easier timing.
Right.
Which means restricted is the only category that has this launch.
So
By inverted effect,
you go here so that you can get that,
released straight to the angle.
because that's really helpful in
To get past
the
that.
Paintress fight later.
Right.
Otherwise, you would basically have to let somebody die and then revive them.
That's probably longer than 16 seconds then.
Maybe, yeah, and like
Or whatever,
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
maybe ultimately it's faster, but it's one of those like also comfort things for runners.
Right.
I don't know.
Dude, more
That's interesting.
position.
So
Way the fuck around.
yeah,
Very
they're having
cool.
to like weave around because enemy positions are random a little
Oh,
bit.
dear.
They spawn in like generally the same area, but sometimes they can
Yeah. You have to watch
be
it.
slightly off. And you can shoot them and stagger them, but that stops you in place. So obviously you want to do that as little as possible.
Yeah, and you want to keep moving, yeah.
Yeah.
Good old hopping. I love hopping.
Yeah. Well, the main reason for jumping there is that all of the bodies of all of your fallen comrades can interrupt your movement.
Oh God,
Yeah,
they're only slowing you down.
the one thing about this game is that there's like rocks and stuff everywhere, and you can like trip on like everything basically, and it's just a nightmare.
Trip on the arm of a fallen,
Yep,
expeditioner.
basically. Yeah.
Oh, whoops, my bad.
So if I had to guess, this is where they're going to use their money to buy the inverted affinity Pictos, because
That's exactly
inverted
what I do.
is extremely good. It basically, as you can read there, but it applies a status effect to you, but gives you 50% extra damage.
That's a
And
lot
that
of
status
damage.
effect is that you can't be healed, and
Oh,
you're
who
not
cares?
going to want to heal anyways. So yeah,
That seems amazing. 50% is
Yeah.
huge. So
exactly.
wow, that seems really good.
Yeah. And now this, I believe, is a pretty tricky.
Ooh.
So they're obviously out of bounds already.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
now
that's
you
close.
run along the outside of this bridge. Normally there's a cutscene on this bridge. They did something to like save their position or something, and then they like fly up
Yeah.
into the sky, and then they just have to try to land in a specific spot.
Where I was at. It was a nice
Weird.
short launch.
Cool.
And there you go. They called that
Very
a
nice.
short launch.
That was like the longest thing I've seen in this game so far.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I've seen runners have
Wow,
a
cool.
tough time with that one before, like, and have to like load backup saves and do
Hmm.
it multiple times. So that skips an entire boss, as you might guess.
Sure.
And it's a boss that has another like kind of scripted cutscene end to it and stuff. So like it's a cool boss, cool fight. I like it in glitchless. But unfortunately, not
Definitely
not
slower
faster.
than just hopping off the bridge like that.
Yeah. So I'm curious what they're doing this fight for. This is an optional fight.
Oh,
So-
interesting.
And they're running.
Interesting.
I have to imagine that was to like force a save or something like that, so that they can warp back later. Like that's the only thing I can think of.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that, like, or they needed to like set some flag that they're in. Wait,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
what?
That does not. That doesn't look.
Huh? I got nothing. I don't.
Simply
know
walk up the air. What do you do?
Yeah,
How do I get up here? Just walk up the air.
I don't know.
That's
that must
that's funny.
I guess maybe that's why they went in that fight. Like maybe it deloaded something.
It must have done
If they
something
were
like
fast
this.
enough.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
And now there's water here for some reason.
Is that not supposed to be? Oh, now we're swimming. Okay.
Well, there's water like on. They're coded as their water being on the mountain. Like
oh, weird.
now they're in actual water, but
We definitely. It looks like they definitely just walked around some triggers or something.
yeah, sometime because normally you would go to Minoko Station at this point
Okay.
in the run, and you would go get your next party member, Minoko. But I guess because the split's called Minoko Skip, I guess we're skipping him too.
There's a lot of party members we're just not getting.
Yeah, you normally have 5 party members, and they're skipping 2 of them. So
Wow. Cool. that was
Yeah.
interesting.
okay, and then they reloaded to a save that was in front of Esquia's nest.
Is that way back
they're-
where we were or no?
It's a while
Oh,
back,
it's
but
here,
I'm
okay.
guessing this is another like deload triggers thing or something, or like deload
Wha-
collision.
Oh,
Because right in front of them is old Lumiere, and the split's called Old Lumiere Skip. So
Clearly, we're not dealing with old Lumiere at all.
yeah,
No. Oh, it's fine.
Whoa.
It's fine.
Scary moment for a
Had
second.
panic. Yeah.
Bad menuing. Who knows?
A little bit of time lost, but yeah. Hello? SQ?
Okay, so what's curious?
So lo-
what happens here?
They're loading like the third save now or something.
Yeah. Okay, so
Oh.
they got on there.
Good movement.
Oh, okay. So you normally can't dismount Esquia if you're like too close to a wall or in a weird spot.
Okay.
So I'm guessing what happened is they got like Esquia up onto that
That building thing.
in an awkward way where you wouldn't be able to dismount him. But then the game probably was like, you can't go further. You can't like head further this way.
Right.
So they have to do a reload so that they can dismount him, so that they can then move a little bit to get closer to the water, to do a reload to remount him.
Right.
so that he can swim and like move up onto this building, and they're probably going to do the same
Do
thing.
the same thing. It looks like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
This is all probably going to like just let them get around the entrance.
Whatever
to Old
trigger
Lumiere.
is. Yep.
Because normally you have to go through it and you exit. Like a lot of levels, you exit in the same place you entered, but like, or you know, at least on the world map, it's
Right
that
on
way.
the map. Yep.
Old Lumiere is not like that. Like when you leave, you end up at a different exit. So
Yeah, it's like the same thing now.
yeah,
When dismounted. Yeah.
and then they're probably gonna like have to get back
Yeah.
on SKA just to be able to like move around faster.
Right. Find like a spot where you can.
Yeah. So they're triggering. It says save in progress in the bottom left. The way they're triggering that is by equipping a Pictos or unequipping a Pictos.
That's
like,
interesting. That's why they keep doing that. Yeah.
yeah.
I see.
Because I used that sometimes in my casual just to like spawn closer to fights that I was having to retry over and over.
Sure. That makes sense. Yeah.
When the game now has a like retry battle button when you like fail a battle, but like
Right.
it didn't used to, and so I would just like force
That's
the
funny.
game to auto save me like right in
Right.
front of it, so I could just run into it over and over.
Yeah. Well, we've skipped
Wow.
that for sure.
That was really cool.
Some interesting overworld map
Yeah.
movement, which I find is really cool.
Oh, okay. This is an optional area.
Okay.
They're either doing this for the experience, or more likely, you probably get like a weapon or something.
Pretty quick fight, so you know.
Okay, last stand critical. So they got a Pictos,
Oh, I guess we're doing it again.
but last stand critical does more. It gives you like 100% crit chance if you are alone, like if you have no party members alive,
Interesting.
or if you could like just go into the fight alone. Accelerating last stand is again another one. Anything that says last stand is like when you're alone.
By yourself, yeah.
Yeah. And that one gives you rush when you're alone, which, as it sounds, just like makes you faster, so you take more turns, basically.
Right.
Protecting last stand. I'm guessing it's just you have to do. I don't know. Maybe you have to do all these, or maybe they need all these. This is an optional area for sure, though. This is
Right. Like
weird.
you don't do this in the other category.
No, you don't do this in glitchless.
That's so interesting, glitchless, yeah.
Yeah. It's possible the experience is also good for them, but I would imagine this is more about the Pictos.
It seems like you're getting these very specific ones.
Yeah, I'm curious if there's a weapon if you do all four of them, because
Yeah, maybe, right?
they also might have needed to like, yeah, there's solo fighter, so more damage if you're fighting alone. They might have also needed to like level up inverted affinity, so that way they can equip it to everybody instead of just one person.
Oh.
And like I said, remember you need 4 fights to turn a Pictos into a Lumina.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that's also what's part of what's happening here, is maybe they just, because they skip so much, they don't have enough fights
Right.
to like level
That's
up
yeah.
these.
I mean, that could
these
be
Pictos.
true, right?
Yeah. Because these are fast, right? Like it's just one party member.
You basically do
most
one
of these have been
attack and
one
they-
attack.
Right. Yeah. Seems very quick, yeah.
Especially now that they're equipping all the things that like work for if you're fighting alone.
Yeah, and you're doing a lot of damage now.
Yeah. There is a 9999 cap on your
Yeah.
on any single attack.
Okay.
On your damage. That eventually will go away. But
Oh, good.
yeah, but for now it's a cap. And so in the glitchless run, and they probably do some of this in the story run too, it's interesting because you start out wanting like just the biggest hit you can get, right? Like
Sure.
that per se combo with Mael
Yep.
that we talked about.
Yep.
And then eventually it moves into like, well, you can actually get the max damage on a lot of different attacks now. So you want something that hits many times
Sure.
instead, so that way you get the max damage several times instead of
That
just
makes-
one hit.
Yeah, that makes way more sense, yeah. Cool.
Is the
I love
rest of
this.
that skip.
Yeah. Anyway, we're still wandering
Wow.
around here.
That's wild. I'm glad we watched this run because we almost, watched glitchless. which
Right.
I know a lot better, but I thought it would be interesting to see some of this stuff.
This is definitely interesting.
Don't
I do like this. I like you can definitely tell what stuff is unintended. I think.
Oh yeah,
I'm
which I always
noticing.
think is a good. It's good for like,
Absolutely.
watchability of a run.
Absolutely, yeah. You notice
So
like, wait,
this-
you're not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this area normally has like 3 boss fights or something,
Okay.
and then a big boss fight at the end. but the way the areas is made, like you can just go to the big guy at the end. Like that is
nice.
intended. It's not like a skip or anything.
Okay,
We do that in
yeah.
Glitchless as well. He just is stronger, like because he has the powers of the other of like the 3 masks and stuff.
Right. Sure.
So there again, they're menuing some stuff while they're like waiting for the cutscene to start, and then I guess the menu's too long, so they're still doing it.
Yeah. Too much to do here.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, granted, they just got a whole bunch of Pictos and
they
leveled
did.
a bunch of them up, so they had to put it on everybody. I did not catch what they bought there, but we buy something there in Glitchless too, so it was probably the same thing. I just forgot what it was.
Yeah, the runner here is really quick at menuing, which is really important in anything
you can
like
do
this,
menus
right?
pretty fast in this game, which is nice.
Yeah, like
They might have just bought. I think you just buy some like upgrade items for upgrading weapons that you'll like use later. I've been glossing over that, but like you basically just get some materials that you can use to upgrade weapons.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
It's not like super critical in terms of like the way the routing works. Like I just did what the notes told me to do. So
right, exactly.
What does that mean? He who guards truth with lies.
now what's weird is like I never see other runners like jump up these steps and stuff, even though it seems like jumping up slopes is faster. So I don't know if like maybe it's not actually faster, or if they're just not focused on hitting the grapple
matter on the
first frame.
stairs. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it's like too steep, it doesn't help. But I don't know. So a few more abilities. Rain of Fire just got unlocked.
That one sounds
That's
strong.
a really strong one.
I think I've actually seen that one in some casual playthroughs. Just be ridiculous.
And then Lightning Dance and Stormcaller for Lune. If I'm not mistaken, one or both of those is going to come into play in this fight. So if I'm going to prep for this, so this is a down patch game. I don't remember if this specific thing got patched out or not, but it might have. But this is a down patch to run, mostly because another ability got nerfed that gets used later. But this is a 2-phase boss fight, like a lot of them have been. However, the way it generally works is like you get the boss all the way down to like almost dead, you know, and then it won't like take that last bit of damage.
Right.
However, Lune has an attack that will like put a little lightning effect on the ground under the enemy, and when the enemy attacks, or like when it becomes their turn or something, they'll take damage at the start of their turn. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to use that here to completely skip the second phase.
Right. Get it down to that little sliver of health, and then they just die and aren't allowed to skip to the next one, potentially.
We'll see. And these attacks that it does are a little random, so this is unfortunately a slow one.
Yeah.
I think it's the Doubt Mask.
For some reason, if you deal lethal damage to Maskkeeper on his turn...
Yeah, it sounds like they're explaining
They're
same
talking
thing,
about it right now. Yep, that's cool.
Yeah, so here's Lune placing that effect. So now you'll see at the mirror, there's all this lightning on the ground.
Lightning is yep.
And so they're going to get him really low. There's Rain of Fire.
And then let him attack.
And
now it's the enemy turn.
Confused, and we only need to kill one Axon to get the barrier break.
And he takes damage from the burn.
Straight to the monolith after this. I think burn killed.
Now they're parrying.
Counter to be safe though.
And there we go.
There's the lightning.
Normally,
that's really cool.
The fight does not end there.
That is super cool, though.
I reminded myself.
It goes into a second phase. There's a cutscene and everything. But no, for some reason,
that's so clever though to set that up.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know
That's a
how that
smart way
got
to
found
do it.
out, but it's super cool.
Because you can't do any other damage to it, I guess, when it's on that sliver of health until it's moved to the next phase.
Correct.
Normally.
Yeah, like even they countered that attack for
right.
safety,
They did, and
but it did no damage.
Yeah.
So now they're leveling up some weapons. Yeah, it's a very cool one. You do in Glitchless, you do have to do the second phase fight, but it's all routed so well that you kill the second phase before he ever gets a turn.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So that's a glitch, you're saying, the electricity thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
takes like 3
Yeah, it's considered a glitch. I think, like I said, I think they patched it out in later
but
things. Glitchless is not run on latest patch, just because of the buff, or the
That makes
nerf.
sense.
I said to the other ability, but
Okay, thank you, Lisbo. Appreciate that, dude.
That's fair.
We'll have to pick it up then.
yeah. And
Cool.
you have to do that. So normally there's two.
Chat assistant speedrun.
Yeah, there's kind of a fork in the road there between you go to Visage or Seren.
Right.
They did Visage and they got the barrier breaker from it for some reason, because I think you got to do both of them before you can get barrier breakers. So I'm not really sure why that worked, but they just skipped another level entirely. Like
Wow.
they skipped Seren.
Holy moly.
Right to the right of these.
Yeah,
rocks,
actually,
it's
I don't know
it's
why
Into this portal right there.
that worked. Maybe it's something to do with the weird glitch, the glitched way they ended that boss.
Right. That's
But
potentially it. Yeah.
You normally can do that boss before Seren, and you still would not be able to go through the barrier. But I don't know.
Right. There's so much, like, there's just so many differences, right, in these categories.
Yeah,
Like, and there's so many. It seems like subtle glitches too that really take advantage of random things that, you know.
yeah, and it's even more than like the last time I saw it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not
That's
even
cool.
up to date. Yeah.
But like in glitchless, we obviously get all the party members, and like CL plays a huge part in the run.
That's so interesting.
And they just are like, no, we're just gonna skip CL.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
it's really funny. So we're heading towards the paintress now,
Okay.
but this is not the paintress. This is the fake paintress.
Yes.
You can't do any damage to her. What normally happens here in glitchless, and I'm curious if they do the same thing, is you actually like intentionally kill your own party members in order to get them at 1 health, so that you can set them up for extra damage, because there's either a crit chance or an increased damage when you're low health.
Okay. Yeah.
Lumina. But it looks like they're not doing that here. They just are skipping turns.
And here we go. Every second counts.
But yeah, it is a fun thing in glitchless, because you have one character who's inverted, so they take damage from healing, and then you have the other character heal them so that they die.
That's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
What was that thing?
But now this is unfortunately a bit of a run fest for a bit, unless unless
Unless
this
there's
category.
Some new fancy
something.
glitch.
Yeah, but you have to do a lot of climbing, and as you know, it's usually harder to find glitchy ways to go up than to find glchy ways to go down.
Absolutely.
say.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because you're
Gravity
fighting
always
gravity.
helps, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Have to set it up.
But
That's
you
so
don't have
cool.
to. This is a really cool area. You
Yeah.
run through like all of the. I think a pastiche, if that's the right word.
I
of
think it
all
actually
of
is the right
like-
word. Yeah.
Yeah, of all of the previous like levels,
Even
all
the
the
ones we
required
skipped,
areas and stuff. Yeah, even though it's skip.
right?
but there's not like a single required fight in any of it.
Interesting.
So yeah, so even in glitchless, you just run all the way to the end.
yeah.
It's just a long run.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, this is probably, I guess, the most uninteresting part of the run for the most part. If there's no glitch, you know, movement or something.
it's funny. I mean, there's small things all over. Like they were trying to skip that ledge grab by
Right.
jumping up on the side and then jumping to
Yeah.
the platform.
Jumping over it.
And obviously, you want to like cut every corner you can, but
Yeah. General.
those
just
are
movement
certainly,
stuff.
those are certainly more minor
Mm-hmm.
compared to the fights.
Yeah. Sneak past that guy.
Yeah, this has definitely been like a whirlwind of a run
There's,
too. Like,
there's a lot going on in this run for sure.
Yeah,
I do like that the runner was explaining a couple things, which is kind of nice, even just on their
Yeah.
stream or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, sometimes you get to a
It-
point where you're watching world record attempts and they just are in the zone and they don't talk. You
Yeah,
don't know-
they're just silent the whole.
you don't know what's
time or
going on.
something.
You just won't, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there are a couple spots. That being one of them, where it's like, it's pretty easy to get hit by an
Right.
enemy. Like, so the enemy touches you, you go into a fight. So like,
Minor
and you can't always run immediately.
3 seconds.
Like I think because they have the
But I definitely don't have
the play first like Lumina, they might be able to always run, but
full marathon.
it can be scary.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they even said they're like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, even if you can run, it would still be time loss.
Sure.
But yeah, sometimes the enemies are in like weird positions and it gets a little scary.
Right.
This is also the only level where I found an out of bounds
All the random-
that
Oh, really?
sadly is useless.
Aww.
It would be cool, except that it sends you backwards, basically. So
Aww. Well, you
Yeah.
did find
In
something.
my-
There you go. You can say it.
in my casual, I didn't know if it was a skip or not, and so I loaded a backup save, but I was like, I found an out of bounds. It's something where in a 100% category, or like if there's something where you need to do all of the manor doors, which I'm not even going to get into, it would maybe be a tiny bit faster
Right. Fair enough. Yeah.
than running around the entire way, but it probably wouldn't be.
You've conceded it. It's probably useless everywhere. There's
Yeah,
no
it's
way.
it's probably useless, but it is still fun to mess around with.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was like I think in like the next region or something, or one of the next couple, I like found an out of bounds, and then you can fall all the way back to the flying waters region, which is like the first one. So,
Oh, whoops.
yeah.
There's something to
So-
pick up.
Yeah, weakness gain that gives you more AP on hitting an enemy's weakness.
Okay.
I don't remember if that one's hitting a weak spot or if that is using an element that they're weak to, or like a type of attack that they're weak to.
Right.
It's probably the latter. I don't think they're going to be doing much more free aiming.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is the area where I found a useless
Oh.
out of bounds.
Nice.
Yeah. These enemies are like right in the way, and there's all these bodies on the sides.
Oh
so
my gosh. This is this
Your
looks like a
movement gets
nightmare
interrupted.
to traverse.
It
yeah.
is. It is.
We were nowhere near being caught. It's just you don't want to get stuck around mob.
Right.
I think
yeah, there you
every runner, they clench up a little bit when they go around that enemy.
go. That makes sense.
Fucking not great marathon though. I don't know about the 108. Need some goated RNG on Renor.
How RNG heavy is this game? Really, like in terms of the fights?
I would say in glitchless, it's pretty RNG heavy, but you can
Yeah.
manage a good chunk of it, and like it's certainly much more so in the first act than in later
okay.
acts.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because in the first act, you're a lot more dependent on crits or on enemies attacking the right person. 'Cause, like, there's a lot of, even like Lampmaster, there's a lot of times where in glitchless, like, I would be like, okay, please attack Mael. She does more damage on the counter, or
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I need AP for Gustav, or I need AP for Mael. And it's like, they're just only hitting CL over and over.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Unreal, eh?
yeah, it's like, come on, man.
Brutal.
Yeah, so that, and obviously with like the Avec thing at the beginning, so
Right.
that was a huge
That was the
reset
big one.
point.
Yeah.
In this category, I'm not sure if that gets amplified or if it's like better, because they skip so many more bosses.
Right. And they're just using some different tech, it looks like, for the most part, right? That you were describing.
Yeah, like they're definitely not using the same abilities. Like in glitchless, you rarely use Lune, for example.
Right.
But they do. So
Yeah.
that recoat, I heard them talk about it earlier. They didn't get the drops that they needed.
Okay.
And even in glitchless, we use recoats at the very end to reskill, like Mael.
Sure.
So I'm not surprised that like they had to go out of their way to grab that.
I don't understand.
In glitchless, we're lucky in that like you almost never need to get one, and if you do, you can get one that is directly on your way, and you just might
Okay.
have to do like one extra menu.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it until like really late. But in this run, you probably have to. I mean, they did do some recoats earlier already, so
right.
I'm pretty sure. So you probably just have to adjust things a little bit more, because you don't have nearly as many stat points to work with.
Right.
Since you're so much lower level.
Yeah. You've skipped a lot more.
Yeah. It is really interesting they did those optional fights, though. Like, I guarantee that the leveling up the Lumina must have been a huge part of that. And getting all those solo ones, like maybe they're just going to only use Mael for some of the end fights. I don't know.
Yeah. It is cool that you don't know why yet. Still.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out, I'm sure. But
I'd imagine.
oh yeah, they just reskilled on Lune again. So they got lightning dance. It looks like they didn't need the one that the thing they used on Mask Keeper or on Visage,
Okay.
and so instead they had to get something else. Sorry if you hear some pounding. They're working on our roof.
That's
and I
okay.
thought they were done.
That's all right.
So
That's fine.
audience, I apologize. I thought they were done with our side, so I didn't worry about it today. But nope,
It's not
been
too.
going
It's
on.
not. It's not too bad.
It's been going on a lot longer than it should be.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Red
Yeah,
War,
so
here we go.
Lune solo. So that's part of why they got all of those
That
fighting
makes
alone
sense. Yep.
pictos. This fight for me is probably one of the ones I practice the most in Glitchless because he has a bunch of different moves and they're really like weird timing wise.
Right. This is a lot of learning.
Yeah, and also the music's really great, so it's totally
Yeah.
fun to practice.
True.
But yeah, he also has enough health where you're just going to like want to be able to like you're going to need to see some of his moves, right? So like you really need to be able to handle any one of them.
Absolutely.
Now
yeah.
in Glitchless, we skipped the second phase of this fight
Oh,
by just doing enough damage. Because
that's so funny.
Oh, that's bad. We might not be.
oh, okay, runner's worried. I wonder if they have a similar thing where like they can just do enough damage normally.
Actually, I should have done the fucking shot, dude. Should have done the inverted shot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I guess you're only inverted for 3 turns maybe at the beginning. Hey, nice. Okay.
So same thing. Skip the phase. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they set themselves up to do enough damage to skip because the second phase is like he does this whole cutscene that's unskippable. He brings out a lion for some reason.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Get
very
that outta
cool, but
here.
like it's a nightmare in terms of time.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. No one's got
Yeah,
time to do that.
And for him, it's just like when he hits half health. It's not like you deplete a whole health bar and then go into a second fight. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so that's why we can do it in Glitchless too.
That's good. Yeah.
We're out.
But very cool.
Nice. Quick fight
there-
too. All things
Yeah.
considered.
There are now only like 3 fights left, and one of
Wow.
them you run away from.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see if they maybe even don't have to do one like the one you run away from. Maybe they have a glitch around it.
We're breaking the trend.
But yeah, we are getting near the end of the run now.
There's the real.
I'm curious if Paintress is going to be the same way. We're only fought with Lune.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Yep.
Okay. So again, yeah. So they're inverted for 3 turns at the start, which gives them the 50% damage. They get powerful, which gives them 50% extra damage. They get rush, which makes them faster, so they get more turns. And like normally, that would mean you might even get to go twice in a row. In their case, they're probably so under leveled that it's helping them just like keep pace.
Keep up. Yeah.
Right.
Being able to attack normally. Yeah.
Exactly. And the nice thing about Paintress is that she is scripted in terms of when she does her attacks.
That's good.
Or the order she does her attacks. So like she always starts with that meteor one, and then
Yeah.
she goes into this, and then she's gonna do like a fan attack, if I remember
that's
right.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah. So you can you know exactly how it's gonna go outside of like crits if that matters. Right now they're doing enough damage to always do 9999,
Right.
even if they don't crit. I would guess. With the other attack, not that one.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the waves. Mm-hmm. Oh, they didn't go for a parry there, so that's interesting.
They didn't go for it, or they didn't get it. I guess they didn't.
They didn't go for it. They dodged
They
instead.
just dodged. Interesting.
Yeah. And then so they're parrying to get as much AP as possible, and then dodging the last one so they don't get a counter. So it must be that they needed like her at a specific amount of health
Right.
for that to kill or something. Or maybe it's just that they knew they had enough damage anyways, that it was just faster to not see a counter
Right.
for each of those because it wouldn't have like saved them any turns.
That does make more sense, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
probably
can
it.
see that. Clever again. Very cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah.
That's always the tricky thing when you're like a newer runner too, is you're not gonna know if you have enough damage a lot
No,
of times, right? So
exactly.
you're just gonna
Yeah.
like there were times when I was running where I probably could have like gone for a dodge instead of a counter, and I'm like I don't know, I'm just gonna always counter.
Right. Feels safer, just to
Yeah.
get as much damage as you can. Yeah.
And so I believe the reason they're using Lune is the same reason I mentioned that like CL is really helpful in the glitchless run, which is CL has an attack that just does more hits, and
Right.
Lune with her lightning dance does like a whole bunch of hits, and it's a high damage attack. So it's getting them at the cap or near the cap for like, 6 hits in a row or something, instead
Right.
of maybe Verso or Male could only do like one big hit of 9999 or two.
Right. Since you're
But in
capped
glitchless,
anyway,
we don't.
you just want to
We don't have a single person here. Like we don't fight solo. This
right.
is-
You do all the team fight. Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely like they're having to. We also skip this attack in glitchless entirely, if I remember correctly, because it's just very slow, and we have
This
enough
is
party
so-
members to do it.
Yeah. This is like the coolest shit I've ever seen, and it's
It's
so
so
slow.
It's so cool. But yeah, see all of those hits, all 9999.
Right.
all
Yeah. So you're
crits.
doing way more. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So all that optional fight stuff was for solo fighting, basically.
I'm pretty sure that's what it seemed like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the experience didn't hurt either, because
Sure.
even though only one character is in it, you still get experience for everybody for the
Oh,
whole
that's
party.
good.
You just
Yeah,
get a
okay.
little less for the people who aren't in the fight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
So
you
on the
never wanna
left-
Go ahead.
On the left is like the turn order stuff, right?
Yes.
And it looks like you've got like not actually that many attacks in there.
Exactly, because now
Yeah.
at this point, if you look in the bottom right, the rush has disappeared, the powerful
Yeah.
has disappeared, and they have 2 red things, so they're actually weaker and defenseless. The defenseless won't matter because they're not going to get hit,
But still.
but you're powerless, which so you have 50% less damage. So that is
Brutal.
the big thing. Is like they had all those like buffs from the Last Stand stuff, but those start at the beginning of the fight,
Yeah, they
and
wear
they
off.
only last a certain number of turns.
Right.
So
Now you're just super weak. And
Yeah.
by proxy, taking things a lot slower.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we don't see most of these attacks in glitchless because
Right.
we are just we've been doing all the fights, so we're stronger.
Right. You're way higher level. Yep, exactly.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now the nice thing is they did have, so if you look above their portrait, you see how it said like Last Stand critical,
Nice.
immaculate and stuff like
Yeah.
that. They do still have some things that are applying because they're
Throw on
fighting solo and because like they haven't taken any damage.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not
guess we still could.
not perfect.
That was cool though. They finished it off pretty quickly. That was nice.
Yeah.
Wait, why-
And then this is your kind of like
What am I doing? I'm just
fake out third phase.
Right.
In a
yeah,
way.
yeah. Yeah.
first 3 turns.
You'll also see like there's the quick time events that come up when they're attacking, and they usually are gonna like complete the quick time event. Sometimes they skip it though, like they'll end it early by just failing it intentionally.
Right.
The reason being that usually every quick time attack gives you like 0.1 extra multiplier on like your damage, so like 10% extra damage. And or like it's around there. And so if they know that like, well, we don't need the damage, we just need to like get through the turns fast enough to be able to
Right.
get to our big attack, then
Yeah.
they'll mash through it.
That makes sense,
So that
yeah.
it like the animations happen a little faster.
Interesting. Nice. Game's over. Wait, what? There's more?
Yeah. Yeah. End of Act 2 into the epilogue prelogue.
Right.
the prologue epilogue.
The prologue epilogue, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is gonna be an interesting one to cut the intro for too, because I'm gonna not want to put spoiler stuff in the intro,
Right. But hey.
but there's really exciting stuff. So
Yeah.
You will do the right.
What is this?
yeah,
Bless you. Good.
yeah. So they're gonna head back in like into the world for Act 3. And it does look like they have a creation split, which is the fight that you normally just run from, but you have to enter.
Okay.
So we'll see if they do the same thing. I mean, it's not like that slow to enter it and run. So
Fair enough, yeah. There's a lot of cutscenes to skip.
I'm curious about this shortcut, because this is
Yeah.
another area kind of like the monolith where you do quite a bit of running to get to the end.
Oh, now you can deal more than 999. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Now I'm excited to see these numbers.
Yeah. So there, Male has an ability called Stendhal that got nerfed because it was really strong, and
Yeah.
it's still really strong after the nerf.
I love when that happens.
Yeah. So they probably
All good.
are going to use that
Yeah, this is probably
they
a reason why we downpatched, right, as well.
Yeah, and then I think, like I said, some of the other like glitches might have gotten fixed as well.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, they're probably gonna like restat Mayel to like just put everything into her basically.
Fair enough. Yeah.
If
Yep.
you know, I could be wrong, but if it works anything like glitchless, you just buff her and everybody else basically doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Like they're just there to help buff her.
Final
Yeah.
switch.
And now you can actually fly. So
Right. This is actually not glitched movement, even though
Yeah.
at first I was like, wait,
it
wait,
did
no,
look
this
like
is.
it.
But only because I've actually seen the game casually already. That I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah, now you can fly. I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Well, when they took off though, it did look a little.
It looked a little like-
weird. It was funny.
Is that?
Hell yeah, dude.
This is my like favorite part of the whole game, because
Yeah.
the music like it kicks up and is epic, and then like all these
Yeah.
like revived expeditioners are like saving or
Right.
like killing everything in front of you. It's
Yeah.
so sick.
Big
It's
live
my favorite
action
song
set
in the game,
pieces and
too.
stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. There's Stendhal. So yeah, they're
Right. Okay.
probably going to use her.
Yep. You're calling it here. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, this part.
Yep, they gotta re-equip some stuff.
Ah,
So you have to equip. There's a Pictos that lets you get past 9999 damage. So you actually do have to equip it. So
Oh,
that
I
might
see.
be another reason they go for solo, because that way, like, because they don't want to do enough fights.
Oh,
Now
you do
this is
fight?
this is interesting. This is optional, and we do an optional fight in glitchless here as well. For I think like their item, or because we need like one more thing for Illumina or something.
Oh.
No, yeah, I think it's for that shortcut. That's what shortcut is, right? Okay, it's if you get lower than 30% health, you immediately play.
That's
it
very
becomes your
good.
turn, but it's only once.
That's really good.
Yeah, and normally, for like glitchless, I think we are like 1 HP or something.
Right. Okay.
Like we force ourselves to 1 HP. Could be wrong, but I think that's what happens.
That's cool. Yeah. It's like it just reminds me of Paper Mario speedrunning, where you want to get like,
Yeah.
one health, and because you have the badges that give you superpowers when you're at
Yeah.
peril or whatever.
Even casually, this game actually is very similar to Paper Mario. I'm not
That's
gonna
what I've
lie.
heard. I've heard a lot about that. Yeah.
Despite aesthetically looking the complete opposite.
Hey, paints and paper and
That's
arts
true.
and crafts. These are all in Paper Mario.
But no, it's very much like the way that Paper Mario has the real time like
Right.
stuff
Action
that happens
commands.
during turn-based battles, right? Like
Yeah.
it works in a very similar way. And you equip badges in Paper Mario, you equip like Pictos here to do similar kinds of
Yeah.
stuff.
Very funny comparison.
But
I love
it's
that.
yeah, they have a lot of inspirations for this. Like Final Fantasy VIII is a very clear one. Sekiro, the apparently one of the like the game designer or somebody used to be a Sekiro speedrunner. So
Really? That's actually
Yeah.
very cool.
yeah.
That is pretty sweet.
So that fight they just walked by the way, if you
Yeah.
walk into that fight, you can't run. It's like almost supposed to be like a pseudo required one, but you can just walk around it. It's very weird.
That's
like
funny.
we don't do it in glitchless either. And it's kind of a pain, so it's
Yeah.
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speedrunner knows.
Yeah. But yeah, now it's from here. It should just be a run all the way to the one fight they can run from.
Right. Just yeah. It is kind of weird watching the watching her just run through all the
Yeah.
random things, like all these set pieces and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
that's my
just
boy Windmill.
we don't care.
Casually, this revisit was sick as hell.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing though is that
My beloved.
this game doesn't like the game is very okay with you being able to break it like damage wise, which is super cool. It's like it's
Right.
why the speedrun's very cool, and it's one of the like just very fun casual aspects of the game.
Mm-hmm.
However, they don't do any amount of like scaling you down for the final boss.
Right.
And this game is one of those, like a lot of RPGs, where like you get to the end and then you can go do a whole bunch of optional stuff if
Yeah.
you want, and like
Yeah.
you go level your character all the way to 9999 and stuff, or to level 99 and whatnot. So it's a little unfortunate they don't scale you down, because you get to the end here and you have all this epic stuff, but everything is super easy if you've done
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it does like hurt it a little bit.
Yeah. It kind of trivializes some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, tons of games do that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, or like I remember Breath of the Wild specifically, which you've watched 1,000 times on this channel, on this podcast. Like
Yeah.
casually, you just do everything, and then you get to Ganon, and he just dies in like 4 hits. You're like,
Right.
oh, okay, a cool game, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you could run through that bush. That's funny.
No collision on that, I guess.
That would just let you take a little straighter line and glitchless. So nice.
Hey,
That's
learn
all
some
they
tech.
used it for.
There you go.
So they did buy a couple more items because they're gonna probably just like there's one more flag here before the final boss. They're gonna like level some last few things up on. This is the boss that you
Whoa.
have to enter, but for some reason you can flee.
You can just
From-
run and you're done.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. So
That's really funny.
I don't know why the game like lets you run from that, but
It's so
cool.
funny you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
your
maybe
natural
one more
instinct
menu.
is not necessarily to run in casual play, right?
No, of course not. And I mean, casually, I wouldn't anyways, even if I knew I could.
Right.
But like,
You just want to. Yeah, you just want to fight.
yeah, but
It's just funny that you can.
Yeah, it's interesting. So they're giving Mail more. That's weird. I don't know why they. Oh, okay. Here's the menu. I was like, I don't know why they gave her more Lumina points, but then didn't
Without
do a
equipping
menu.
anything?
But then there's the menu.
That makes sense.
Better make sure we're ready.
It didn't look like Mail was low health, but maybe she was, or maybe they're gonna like get her low health because
Take
just
some
for that
intentional hit
shortcut
or something.
Yeah, I don't know why else they would get shortcut unless... Actually, Pictos also just give you stats when you equip them.
Oh.
Based on their level. And so maybe they literally just wanted it for the stats. I don't know. You can see they're not countering.
No.
And this is why.
That's the number I was looking for.
Yeah.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Get that cap out of here. Holy smokes.
So Renoir does one, like, big heal.
Holy smokes.
But yeah, so that was with all of the buffs they've put on.
Now it's finally showing.
Yeah, but that wasn't even... I don't even think she was in Virtuose stance. I'm pretty sure she was in, like, offensive or something, or whatever she starts in with that weapon. So, it's wild.
That was sick. Holy cow.
So
Just 6 digits plastered on
Yeah.
the screen.
that was part of why they were just, like, not parrying the previous attack, too, because they
Right.
knew they were going to one-shot anyways, and they knew they had the AP. So
Yeah.
if I had to guess what's going to happen now, they're either going to parry a bunch to get their AP back, or they're going to not parry and they're just going to use an energy tint on a turn,
Okay.
or they're going to get enough energy. They might just get enough energy from, like, you have Pictos you can get that give you energy at the start.
Right, I see.
Oh, okay, there we go. So I forgot.
There's
They have a
Virtuoso,
move
yeah.
that takes them to 1 HP and puts them in Virtuose and gives them all their
Yo.
energy. So there you go.
Just there goes the health bar.
Yep.
That's significant too.
That is so
And
cool.
yeah,
Fucking combo. It's a long move. Swift is fat. I think
gets super sick ending.
combo.
The like
Yep.
the all timed with the music and stuff. It's great.
Oh,
So I did say there were
Hell yeah.
like there was only 3 fights. There is one more fight, but it's gonna go even faster. Than
it's
this
just
one,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Now, what ending do they get? That's a big question.
Pretty much every speedrun is always going to take the same ending for this game, and that's
Right.
because one of them lets you fight as Verso, and one of them lets you fight as Mael, and you just saw what kind of damage Mael can do.
Yeah. The fastest damage you can do is not with Verso, I can imagine at this point.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that pretty much every run is always
Yep,
going to fight
there's
as
Mael.
Mael at the end here.
Yep. That's funny.
Like, you'd have to invent a category that specifically required the other ending.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Which seems kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, like maybe if a platinum trophy thing does or something. I don't know. You don't even use
Well,
Stendhal.
There's
It's just
you don't
just
need that
right
much
at fire.
damage. Yeah.
yeah. Because
I didn't even see the damage number. It just killed him and then swiped out like the screen.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like you put all your stats into damage at the end for her. You get the barrier breaker weapon given to you from like doing Visage earlier from Masskeeper and stuff. Like it was the way they like got to the monolith, and it's a pretty solid weapon. Like we use it we potentially use it in glitchless as well,
right?
In some cases. And then they just leveled that up basically as high as they could.
That's so cool.
And so once the damage cap's removed, Mayel could just do a shitload of damage. It's awesome.
That was the ending is super cool when you just see it all come together, and you can actually get past the 9999 cap.
Yeah. All right, we won't watch this whole ending. We'll let we won't spoil everything.
Oh no, I haven't seen this yet. I can't look at this.
Yeah. So let's go take a quick break and then talk about it a little bit more.
All right, sounds good.
Hey everyone, if you're enjoying the podcast, consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/possiblybad. We've got 2 tiers of membership over there, and both get you access to the Possibly Bad Discord, where you can chat with the hosts and join our community multi-world randomizers. They're a ton of fun, and you don't need to have any experience to join. Highly recommend it. Joining our Probably Badass tier makes you an executive producer of the show, so shoutouts to our EPs Mildew Zero, Perplexpert, Hypiction, Ethan King, Lisa Slack, and Professor Hal. I know our upload schedule has been a little weird lately as we've both been going through some, kind of big career changes, and I can't thank you all enough for continuing to support the show the entire time. Now, let's get back to it. Welcome back. We just finished watching the Clair Obscur speedrun, the any percent restricted run. It's very cool. It's Pete Swanson in an hour, 9 minutes, 17 seconds. Very, very neat run. What are your thoughts, Newbie?
I think it's really cool. Again, it's like similar to Silksong. I had no idea. Like I haven't played the game, but I had some idea what's going on. But also like a totally different genre. So an RPG, like a JRPG with some action elements. Most of it is really cool, and all of the menuing is basically goes over my head. I have no idea what's happening until I see 500,000 damage suddenly.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's actually a pretty cool run. I think the glitches are really cool. I think, I think it's interesting. There's a lot of diversity in the run too. So yeah, do you like it? Do you like this run?
Nice. I love it. Yeah. And like very often especially like the more time goes on, I tend to find myself leaning towards like glitchless runs more and more, probably partially just because I'm lazy and they're easier to learn. But
you're not lazy, but just have no time.
That's true. That's true. But even from like the get-go with this one, I was like, I would really like to learn restricted at some point because the glitches look cool.
Have you learned any of the glitches at all?
I haven't yet, no.
Okay.
But now it's like I almost even more so want to because it's even shorter than it used to be.
Yeah.
And like you skip so much more. It's really cool. But yeah, I think it's very neat. I'm glad we picked this category because there was a lot of stuff I hadn't seen before. I think it's mostly pretty watchable. I agree. As with like pretty much all RPG menuing, somebody needs to tell you what happened in the menu.
Right.
And
yeah,
I don't know what they put on the menu. So thankfully this game, like when you pick up items, they show up quite prominently.
And they stay for a while, which is nice. You actually
as long as they're not about to head into a cutscene or something, right? So at least I knew like I could kind of prep like, hey, they just got this item that they're going to use later. So like we had a good idea of maybe we don't know what the menu is, but it's probably putting on the items they just got, right?
Yeah.
Like that's probably what it was.
You can figure that out.
Yeah, you could take like a guess at that. And a lot of times in the menuing in this run is like, okay, we leveled up those Pictos to make it like we unlocked the Lumina version of them, so that way it can go on the ability can go on all the characters and stuff like that. Yeah. We need to put new Pictos on so we can keep doing that, right? Like so we can unlock them. Well, that's kind of what it is a lot of the time, or it's just like we got enough Lumina points now to equip new things.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
So
yeah,
definitely
even
glossed over that part.
Yeah, and the fact that you can read kind of what's happening with each item that pops up really does help, because I was like, okay, my guess is they're going to be using a single character by the end of the game because they just got all this random stuff that just like only cares about one character.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of context clues you can sort of like deduce from it.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
If you're interested in it. But the problem is if it goes over your head and you don't really care, you're not going to be able to register any of that, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I did think that was really interesting too, seeing that they had to like make this whole pit stop to get all of this like solo fighter stuff. I think when I had watched this run, I'm not sure they did that. Like I think that maybe didn't used to be in the run, but they didn't skip quite as much. You know, there were like some areas that they weren't skipping yet. So like,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
maybe they just fell behind enough on the level curve that they finally had to like put that in order to save enough time in these other fights.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I do think it's the cool thing about like slightly glitched categories in RPG speedruns in particular to me is that like you get to see how they deal with that balance of like they're not as strong as you would be in like a glitchless run. So where do they but can they still find ways to do all of the same boss skips basically and like even more?
Yeah.
Which is super neat. And I will say that like the run we didn't watch, the like fully unrestricted run, is not like too dissimilar to this one from what I understand. There's only one glitch that's banned in restricted, and it is basically there's like a way to do a stat underflow thing where you can just like max out your stats. So it would just, it would trivialize a lot of the fights and that kind of thing.
Collecting things
And it's
wouldn't
also
really
like
matter too much. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also you have to run like most of a lot of the levels with like a menu up, while
Right.
you like,
Sure.
because you do the underflow as you're like running. So I think that's just a downside for a lot of runners too.
Yeah.
But like the big thing is you just make them real like really strong, and then it kind of doesn't matter what you do, right?
One thing about this run in particular, I think at least from watchability for me, is there are parts where you are just running around on the map, and it's a little bit like, okay, are we going to get to the thing yet? Have we gotten to the thing? Yep, we're walking past every enemy. We're hopping up every rock. Like, so there's a point, there was that long stretch, sort of like, I think,
Monolith.
yeah, exactly, yeah, Monolith, yeah, where it was like, I was like starting to zone out a little bit. I was like, okay, cool, I see what's going on, and you're explaining stuff, and it's okay, I'm ready for like the run to get somewhere else, But it was really cool. I'd say up to before that, there was so much stuff was interesting up to that point, particularly. A good mix of combat, a good mix of like overall movement, a good mix of random glitches where you fall off a bridge and go out of bounds or something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's very little downtime in the run until like then, basically.
Right,
And
that's what it feels
it's
like.
a bummer too, because like we talk about pacing in this a lot, and I think that it's actually good pacing in a game to have moments like that sometimes where it's like you are slowed down a little bit right before a really climactic fight.
I agree,
like,
for
right
sure.
before a big fight. It's just a shame it's not like half as long.
Right, it's a little too long. Yeah.
Yeah, casually it's great. Don't get me wrong. Like, don't Sandfall. We're not criticizing Sandfall here. It is just
Of course,
an
yeah.
unfortunate facet of the speedrun.
Right. Yeah.
But like,
and try to analyze it from the point of like as if it were like a movie, like we're
Yeah,
just watching a
exactly.
movie, right?
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
change how
So-
we see it, but yeah.
right. So it is like unfortunate, and even as a runner, it's unfortunate because you're just like, all right, well, time to run. Like,
I was actually just about to say that. Like that probably hinders also you wanting to run the game.
It's
to
not
some
even
degree
like
after a while.
Yeah, like I think because it's far enough in, you're not
Yeah.
like resetting around it, so you're not going to see it all the time. It means you're on a pretty good run if you're getting all the way to Painterest.
Yeah.
But it is like unfortunate that it's not just a little shorter, or like at least if it were a little more interesting in terms of the movement you're doing there, right?
Right.
Like if you're doing a lot of corner cutting, but it's like real small corner cutting.
Right,
You,
yeah.
you don't have a lot of like interesting platforming or something like that.
Yeah,
going
it's more
on.
like general 3D, movement.
Yeah. Just
without-
try to run in a straight line as
Right.
straight as you can, as much as possible. Try to like not have any animations that aren't running.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
Yeah.
you know,
You can't turf surf, you can't do anything like that.
yeah. So it's a little unfortunate, but like it's also basically the biggest knock on the whole run, in my opinion, which
That's
is
true,
like not
yeah.
a very big knock.
I guess so, yeah. I guess that's fair, yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of happen again right after, which is what sucks.
That's
more
probably
to me.
also what makes it even tougher to get through that part,
Yeah, because you have to run through Lumiere right after, and it's like it's also long. It's not as long as Monolith, and it is broken up a little bit more, but like it's a little
Yeah.
unfortunate. Monolith's definitely the stretch where you.
That's not
just
to
run
say
all the way
that
in.
yeah, that's not to say that it's bad that like the ending is so incredible that
Yeah.
it doesn't even really matter at that point. You're just blown away. Like I was pretty blown away. I
Yeah.
really thought that was something.
Yeah, I've never fought Renoir Renoir 3 like normally, like
Right.
yeah,
Right.
the final boss. I've like never fought him normally because casually
That's so
I was
funny.
too strong from doing all the optional content.
Yeah,
and then every speedrun fight is just you just one shot him. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. I would recommend people to check out a glitchless run as well of this game if this interested you, because it is still very cool, but in totally different ways. Like, you don't have any of that like out of bounds platforming, obviously, so you don't skip those bosses, but it means you get to see like how do they handle those bosses, and the run does a good pacing of like early on. It's just like Gustave and Lune and Mayel do like the damage for the most part, and then in the middle you have like CL is doing a lot of your damage because she has a like 14 hit attack or something, or 10 hit attack, whatever it is. And then at the end it's like Mayel again. So and you even have like Versa sprinkled in there, but the only one who doesn't really get time to shine is Minoko, and that's yeah, just unfortunate for Minoko.
Dang.
He's
you know-
basically the blue mage, so like he gets abilities by killing enemies, like other like random enemies, which we're not gonna do.
You don't do any of that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just, you know, unlucky for him. If he started with different abilities, like maybe he'd get used, but his starting ones aren't that like great for speedruns either. So
Yeah. Fair enough.
just unfortunate for him.
Boo.
But yeah, I love this run. I think it's super cool. I'm excited for the expert glitchless run in at AGDQ, because it's
Yeah.
going to be like that is already very different from the story mode like glitchless run, and I think that I want to say expert is done on latest patch too.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think so. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I know, like, I'm pretty sure that like when Etiquette was running it, he was running on console because he was like, yeah, it's actually the same because it's like
That's interesting.
latest patch.
Huh.
Yeah, so that is going to be another like fun factor is like Stendhal, which you don't get until really late anyways.
Right.
But Stendhal not being quite as broken, and they're probably going to have, you know, like an incentive or something, so to do like an optional super boss. So that'd be cool. I should be commentating that if it all goes well. I learn it properly. So yeah.
I look forward to it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So check that one out, folks.
I'll probably play the game before that comes out. I think
That'd be good.
it'll be time.
Yeah, it's fun. I spent like 70 or 80 hours in the game, so like it was a blast.
That's great.
Like I loved almost every minute of it.
You're not the only one. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll know if it's game of the year by AGDQ too.
Yeah, we
It's-
should for sure.
It's gonna be game of the year.
I think it will be. Yeah.
It's just too like obvious of a pick. People will be like,
Right.
like, what are you doing if they don't pick it? It's not
Yeah.
that other games aren't equally as good and like could have one game of the year at a time, but it's everything about it. The story. They got a composer on a random forum that neither person had been on before. That, you know, who just liked video game stuff.
Yeah.
That, you know, it's a total brand new studio, like all French studio. It's an extremely like culture driven game in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, down to black and white cutscene sequences like it's an old French
Right.
film, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's just too like yeah,
It's too
everything
perfect.
lines up.
Sorry, Silk Song. You're great, but also
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, well, I think that's gonna do it for us today. So thank you all so much for watching, listening, you know, watching however you are, and we really appreciate you. Please, if you can, share the podcast with a friend. We would love it. We're in video now, so it's a lot easier to check out, I would say. And all the episodes are going up on YouTube if you weren't aware. youtube.com/@possiblybad, I think is what it is. And if you want to help support us a little bit more directly, get access to episodes early whenever we're able to, get access to the Discord where we, you know, chat with folks about episodes and about like speedrunning in general, including we do a monthly multi-world randomizer there as well. So that's really fun. Then you can go to patreon.com/possiblybad and support us over there for as little as $3 a month. It's really, really helpful, really handy. And hey, we appreciate you all. Stay safe out there. We'll catch you next time.
take care.